What's good, everybody? My name is Sway, and we're back talking NFL Pick'ems Week 16. I had a great week. I went 14-2. The only two games I missed, I was pissed about. But anyway, let's get right into it. I'm going to give you a rundown of the teams that I picked for this past weekend, and then I'm going to let you know who my picks are for this upcoming week. Starting off with the Thursday night game, Rams and Niners. It was an ugly game. No touchdown score. The Rams did what they had to do, and they got the win. Next up, Panthers and Cowboys. I decided to go with the Panthers. I thought they could get it done. I know the Cowboys aren't a very good team. I know they're not a very good team, but they were just the worst team again, and the Cowboys got the win. Next up, Chiefs and Browns. Pat Mahomes got hurt in this one. He has a high ankle sprain. He might play this week. They might sit him out, but the Chiefs ended up getting the win. Next up, Texans and Dolphins. Dolphins didn't look very good. Texans did what they had to do at home. They got the dub. Next up, Bengals and Titans. Titans are just not a good team. Bengals got an easy win on the road. Next up, Washington and New Orleans. Washington was winning pretty comfortably all game. The Saints ended up scoring the touchdown on the last play of the game. An extra point would have tied it, went into overtime, but they decided to go for two, and they didn't get it. Washington came away with the win, and they got lucky. Next up, Jets and Jags. Both teams aren't very good. The Jets, however, did look pretty good. Rodgers, no picks. Devontae Adams, a big game. Jets got the win on the road. Next up, Ravens and Giants. We knew the Ravens were going to blow them out. The Giants just never had a chance. Next up, Steelers and Eagles. This was a pretty good game going into halftime, but the Eagles pulled away and got the win. Next up, Colts and Broncos. Colts made too many mistakes. Broncos got the win at home. Next up, Bucks and Chargers. Bucks with an impressive win on the road. They blew out the Chargers 40-17. Next up, Cardinals and Patriots. We know the Patriots aren't a very good team. The Cardinals got an easy win at home. Next up, game of the week, Bills and Lions. I decided to go with the Lions this week. I got my games mixed up. I picked the Bills to beat the Rams last week, and I picked the Lions to beat the Bills this week. I should have reversed it, but I didn't. It is what it is. I'm just happy we got the win. Next up, Seahawks and Packers. Geno Smith got hurt in this one. Packers looked good on the road, and they got the win. Next up, Monday Night Football, Bears and Vikings. Vikings did what they had to do. They put a beat down on the Bears. And the second Monday night game, Falcons and Raiders. It came down to the end, a little mini Hail Mary, but the Falcons were able to get it done on defense, and they got the win. So I did end up going 14-2. My only two losses were the Panthers and Bills. Let's see if I can do better this week. Starting off with the Thursday night game, Broncos and Chargers. I'm going to take the Chargers. I know they just came off a bad game against the Bucks. They're still at home. It's a divisional thing. I think the Chargers come away with a win in a close one. Next up, we got two Saturday games this week. First up, Texans and Chiefs. I'm going to take the Texans on the road. Even if Pat Mahomes plays, he's not going to be 100%. And I just think the Texans are a little bit more balanced than the Chiefs right now. And the second Saturday game, Ravens and Steelers. These games are always good. I'm going to take the Ravens simply because they're at home. On to the Sunday games. First up, Bengals and Browns. I'm going to take the Bengals. I hope the Browns win because the Bengals still have a good chance to make the playoffs. They're trying to catch the Chargers for that 7 spot, but I'm not going to lie, they scare me. If things stay the way they are right now, the Bills are in the 2 spot. We're going to play the 7. I don't want to play the Bengals. They've proven that they can come into Buffalo, even in the snow, the cold, wet, whatever, they can beat us. And they've shown that they can also beat us at their home. So we just have bad luck with them. I'm trying to avoid them at all costs. I hope the Browns win, but I'm still taking the Bengals. Next up, Giants and Falcons. The Falcons didn't play a very good game against the Raiders. I know the Giants are a bad team. I am going to take the Falcons, but I just have a feeling it's going to be close. Next up, Lions and Bears. I know the Lions have a ton of injury, but they're still way better than the Bears, so I got the Lions. Next up, Titans and Colts. I know the Titans are a bad team. It's another divisional game. Should be pretty good. I am going to take the Colts. They're not playing well right now, but they're still also fighting for a playoff spot, and they're at home, so I think they get the win. Next up, Cardinals and Panthers. I lost some hope for the Panthers this past week. I really thought they were going to beat the Cowboys at home, but the Cardinals are still fighting for a playoff spot, and I think they get the win. Next up, Philly and Washington. I think this is going to be another close game, but I got the Eagles coming out of there with the win. Next up, Rams and Jets. The Rams are in first place in the West, and I don't think they're going to give it up. I think they end up winning the division this year, and I also got them winning this game. Next up, Vikings and Seahawks. I just don't think the Seahawks are that good of a team, even if Geno Smith does play. I got the Vikings in this one. Next up, crap game of the week, Jags and Raiders. I'm taking the Jags. Next up, Niners and Dolphins. Both teams still have a chance to make the playoffs, even though their chances are slim. I'm taking the Dolphins in this one. They're at home. Next up, the Monday night game. It's not going to be very good. Saints and Packers. The Packers are at home. I got them winning in a blowout. That's going to be it for me this week. I do have a couple underdogs that I picked. So hopefully my goal is to be perfect, because my previous goal, or the best record was 15-1. Only way I can beat it is by being perfect. I got to go 16-0. And I think this is the week I get it done. Let me just give you a quick recap of who my picks are. Chargers, Texans, Ravens, Bengals, Falcons, Lions, Colts, Cardinals, Eagles, Rams, Vikings, Jags, Dolphins, Bills, Bucks, and Packers. So we'll see if I can get it done. Good luck to you guys this week, except for the Patriots. You guys can go to hell like always. Go Bills.